Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Dheeraj Remella. Dheeraj Remella is the Chief Product Officer at VoltDB, responsible for technical OEM partnerships and enabling customers to take their next step in data-driven decision-making. Dheeraj has been instrumental in each of the significant customer acquisitions. He brings over 20 years of experience in creating enterprise solutions in a variety of industries. Dheeraj is a strong believer in cross-pollination of ideas and innovation between industries and technologies. Dheeraj holds a bachelor's degree in computer engineering from Madras University. Well, good afternoon, Dheeraj. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, and it's absolutely my pleasure for you jumping on. And I know that traversing time zones and so forth can be a challenge, but this is simply amazing. I'm actually meeting a new person today. Again, on this podcast, and we get to turn around and share your story. So thank you. So Dheeraj, we're going to jump right into the questions. You've got quite the career in technology as a leader, and now you're the Chief Product Officer at VoltDB. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Absolutely, Brian. There are a few things that did help me along. It's a lot of trial and error and learning. From a skill standpoint, what I realized is the trade skill is only a part of it, right? So knowing about your technology and the work is part of it. I learned a lot about the importance of soft skills like empathy, curiosity, listening as against waiting to speak. That's the big thing that I learned through my career, and effective communication, right? So, and from a habit standpoint, I learned that never stop learning. The more I learn, I realize how little I know. And finally, from a mental health standpoint, I think this is something that everybody goes through, right? So, I would be lying if I say I never went through phases of doubt or uncertainty. It's important to clear your mind for being able to think better. Mindfulness meditation has been a huge help to get through some of the mental blocks that pop up now and then. So, from an inspiration standpoint, anything I do, I want to make a small change in small part of the world. It's whatever I touch, I want to make a change there. So that's my inspiring thought line, so to speak.
I appreciate that. And we do get people that talk about their story and what inspires them, but the fact that you brought up, the little things, the soft skills, and the way that we can make the world a better place just by, again, touching everything that we touch and meeting new people. And like I said, inspiring others. So thank you for sharing. So Dheeraj, let's talk about this pandemic. It's starting to lift sort of, we'll see what happens, but what are your business growth plans going forward? And will it be any different than the last, 16 months during that lockdown?
Brian, it's definitely refreshing to be able to go to the office building and meet other people like my colleagues. The past 16 months felt like solitary confinement with the extended work from home and living in bubbles, etc. But the business at VoltDB did not slow down, surprisingly, because it gave us an opportunity, in fact, to keep plugging away. And now that we're coming out of the pandemic, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's time for execution, right? So fortunately, our target market of telecommunications was also minimally affected by the pandemic, thanks to the impetus of 5G. It in fact accelerated them. Heading into the remainder of 2021 and into 2022, it's all about execution and continuing to bring the strengths of VoltDB to the telecom world to address their real-time needs and delivering on one key promise of 5G, right? So ultra-reliable, low-latency service. I know they say communications, but at the end of the day, a communication is only as good as the service that you provide.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that I would say we were almost waiting on, it's like a leapfrog with applications and hardware and other technologies, right? And so now that 5G is here, it's awesome to see really applications come to life, solutions that are actually helping people in the world. So this is awesome. So thank you. And Dheeraj, you're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies within your tech stack. Is there anything you might be able to share with us today?
That's really an interesting question, Brian. Given VoltDB is a product company that brings a real-time data platform for high-scale, low-latency applications ranging from 5G charging or policy control, security to customer value management and revenue assurance. And, we're looking at some interest being developed in the adjacent markets like industrial IoT as well. We integrate with several of the cutting edge technologies ourselves. Like, our product is indigenously grown product. It comes from Dr. Stonebreaker's labs from 2010. So it started as an in-memory database, and now it's actually becoming more of a data platform for streaming real-time data, driving decisions. In fact, we're seeing a major shift in thinking to bring intelligence to the edge, actually, right? This is being driven primarily for lowering the latency to provide a service to either monetize or identify a threat in a timely manner to protect your assets. VoltDB brings together the ability to ingest multiple streams of data, store it, measure KPIs, analyze deviations, make decisions, and invoke appropriate actions, all into a single unified platform to cater to not just fast applications in the central data centers, but also to address the move to the edge. Typically, VoltDB extracts value from data within first 10 to 20 milliseconds in its journey to the data lake. Value is not abstract, right? So it's not a conceptual thing. We've come to learn the gain in value from our customers. For example, a fraud prevention partner of ours can deliver 83% reduction in fraud while increasing the processing capacity by 10x by moving from near real-time to true real-time based on event-driven architecture. On the other hand, a customer value management partner of ours can help CSPs realize a 2.75x improvement in ARPU, its average revenue per user, again, by moving from near real-time to true real-time. We're always looking to give that edge to our partners to provide a scalable monetizing solution to their customers. And the industry that we're focusing on right now is the telco industry. So the CSPs stand to gain hugely from the partners that we work with.
That's amazing. I love hearing this part, being a technologist myself and running a technology publication. I love to hear what's really going on behind the scenes as far as the technology and how we're actually bringing solutions to the market. So thank you, Dheeraj. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
We're the hidden secret sauce behind some of the very successful products out there helping CSPs monetize their efforts in 5G.
I love that. So Dheeraj, this is our last question here. Could you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either technology or leadership?
This is probably going to be like, I'll probably repeat myself about what helped me, from my personal experience, as basic as it sounds, learn to truly listen in your conversations, right? So I myself have made this mistake 10, 15 years back, where I'm representing a company and I'm there waiting to talk about what I know. And, we're very, very good in listening and having productive conversations in a social setting, but become very self-oriented in business settings, right? So agenda driven almost actually. So once I broke through that barrier, it really, really helped me. So I think that's a critical skill for, up and coming technologists and professionals to master, truly listen to the conversation. So you're participating in a productive manner rather than just waiting to speak. Right. Secondly, read a lot. I personally, I allocate 1 hour a day just for reading a variety of subjects. Right. So it doesn't need to be. In fact, I would highly encourage to read adjacent industries, other industries, because a lot of the times the cycle has already happened in some other industry and it's going to come to your industry. So if you know the journey and the failures of other people in other areas, you can learn from that and be productive when the turn comes to your space of that new level of innovation, right? So reading, and personally, I think reading develops your brain in a different manner compared to some of the contemporary ways of learning, such as videos or tutorials, And lastly, this is so important. I came to learn later in my life stages, meditation, how much it helps you to clear your thoughts and keep yourself motivated and thinking clearly. As you can see, all I can share is about personal growth. Of course, personal growth will need to be supplemented with acquiring technical skills. If it's all about personal growth and you don't really focus on the technical aspects of it, you'll be a good person, but not very useful for the industry of interest, I suppose. Staying abreast of industries and technology is another thing.
That's amazing. And I do appreciate the fact that, like many leaders that we've read about that had success or in similar roles like yourself, is that reading is so important. We don't know everything, and the minute they say we stop learning, we die, right? So I appreciate you sharing. I think that's so important, and the fact that you listen to others is really, really important. So I appreciate the share. And Dheeraj, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you again for having me on, Brian, and giving an opportunity to share my thoughts.
Bye for now.